Are we here? We at the moment we've been waiting for what, May the 4th to February the 9th. And the Super Bowl happened and Kendrick Lamar performed, and there's been calamity online all day. Give my review, the breakdown of it, what people may miss, what people may have gotten, and I'm just elaborating on it just a little bit more. So, what did I personally think of Kendrick Lamar's performance? This is the greatest Super Bowl performance of all time. That's not a big thing to say because if my number one genre is hip hop and you put somebody on a stage that does my number one genre and then they have such an elaborate, deep meaning, that's an easy pick for me. A lot of people think Kendrick Lamar is extremely deep, but it feels weird when he does things that are right in your face. I mean, all of us saw his interview on Apple Music. He told you he was going to tell a story, and he told a story. We have some people coming up saying that they didn't like it. Daylight had an interesting list to show the kind of people that would not like his performance. Now, I agree with some of the things on his list, but let's really start to break down the things that people may have missed. Kendrick Lamar has talked about Uncle Sam before in his music, in particular to Pimp a Butterfly. This dick ain't free. One of the songs that he used it on To Pimp a Butterfly's This Dick Ain't Free, he talked about Uncle Sam. So, of course, who you gonna have to play Uncle Sam? Samuel L. Jackson. But, like, if you listen to what Samuel L. Jackson said, he literally told you, why would you go make an argument that Kendrick Lamar has bigger hits to perform and you're confused as to why he's not performing them when he's giving you a storytelling narrative where the narrator is telling him you're not doing what you're supposed to do, young black man. You're not conforming to the way America wants you to do things, especially when he's purposely not conforming while he has people on stage to represent the American flag. But not only that, something subtle I think people miss, he had also people like in jean pants and a white shirt. And they stayed closer to Kendrick. So it kind of gave off this, I'm keeping my people close to me. I'm keeping the culture close to me, even though I'm in America kind of vibe is what I peeped when he was doing that. But the whole narrative goes against everything he stated in his entire career. Even the pre-song coming out before the GNX album came out with the black Air Force Ones on there, Watch the Party Die. He is telling you to be yourself. He's telling you not to conform. He's telling you to put yourself first. He put himself first. He put the culture first. So why are you confused as to Kendrick Lamar, like, don't play that kind of song? The purpose was to not play what you want him to play. This is the equivalent of Dave Chappelle leaving his own show. Dave Chappelle left the show. He was like, all right, I thought they was laughing at certain things, but now I realize they kind of laughing at me. And now they want me to come in. Now I feel this certain way. And they want me to dance around, little nigga, do it. Move the way that we want you to move. I don't have a problem if you just don't like that idea. But I don't understand why you're questioning him not doing it when he gave you the answer literally while he's performing his entire set. He took breaks and then Uncle Sam would come in to tell you, okay, don't do that. Don't make that kind of song. That's not a hit record. Then what Kendrick Lamar does, he goes and makes slow records. If you're going to do a slow record during a major performance, if you're going to do more than one, you should at least break it up and do them at different times. He did 2 slow songs with SZA pretty much back to back. That is something you should not do, which goes with the theme of his entire performance. Another thing you guys accuse of another thing you guys can another thing you guys can another thing you guys accused us of is that we're going too deep and looking at too much meaning in Kendrick Lamar's music. And you did this on the song Peekaboo. When we would say it looks like you kind of talk about Drake having something to do with the murder of XXX Tentacion. Well, okay, cool. I'll take that L. We look too deep into it. But if we look too deep into it, and that's not what Kendrick Lamar meant, why did Kendrick Lamar perform Peekaboo at the Super Bowl in the middle of an X center XXX Tentacion? That's no longer us looking too deep into it. So if you got a problem with that narrative, now you need to go check and face Kendrick Lamar and tell him about the problem you got with the narrative, because that's what the motherfucker was trying to do on the song. I thought it was confusing when people saw that Kendrick Lamar kind of teased Not Like Us, saying, he liked to sue. And then they said, oh man, they got sad. I saw Screwface John. He got sad, like, oh, he ain't gonna do it. If you was in my house when that happened, soon as he sees it, I said, oh my God, he's going to perform not like us. He's really going to do it. Because you got to look at the kind of person that Kendrick Lamar is. Kendrick Lamar isn't the kind of person to show you his L. If Kendrick Lamar takes an L, he going to take it in silence. So if they would have told him he can't perform the song because Drake liked to sue, he would have never did a snippet. So it's either all or nothing. There's no in between with Kendrick Lamar. So as soon as I heard that beat, he going to do it. Yes, he going to. And then after that, he did Euphoria. No one thought about that. He did Euphoria. When he opened the Pop-Out concert, once he opened with Euphoria, it was over. I knew he was performing not like us. He did the same thing at the Super Bowl, going against what society is saying that he should do. He said this was going to be a statement. He was there to protest, and he told you literally on the stage, this is more than music. He's not there to play his biggest hits, which he has multiple hits that has way more views than Not Like Us. He's here to send a message. This is the deep message I think that people are missing right now. Kendrick Lamar hates Drake. And I need you to understand why he hates Drake. He doesn't hate Drake because Drake came back and took the Control verse too personally when no one else did, even though that made him look way different than the actual culture, proving Kendrick Lamar right. That's not why he hates him. Kendrick Lamar hates Drake because Drake is the physical, tangible embodiment of everything that Kendrick Lamar hates about our country. Everybody raping from our culture, stealing from our culture, but not really in our culture. And I thought about that with the lawsuit that Drake filing. See, in sales, you train a salesperson to dig deep and find the person's pain point to sell to. And a lot of times a salesperson would think that they found a pain point and they'll dig in and go too far and lose the sale because that wasn't their pain point. You just assumed it was their pain point. We telling Drake, you do not want to file a lawsuit because if you do, you're going to look whack to the culture. We have made an assumption that Drake gives a flying fuck about the culture when he doesn't. And when we know that he doesn't, he proved Kendrick Lamar right. That's why Kendrick Lamar hates Drake. The reason I stopped to explain the hatred that Drake is sort of like, you ever had something that made you real mad? You're just fuming mad. The first person say something to you, you mad, you need something to take it out on, but you can't be mad because the thing you're mad about isn't tangible. Maybe you're mad at a political statement or a political idea. There's nothing you can do about it. Now, what if this political statement, this political idea that got you so upset about walks in the room, somebody who physically embodies everything about that idea that you hate. And not only do they embody this idea of what you hate, they take a shot at you. That's why Kendrick Lamar hates Drake. And the reason I explained that is because, yes, this Super Bowl performance was about Drake, but it was about using Drake to kill two birds with one stone. You're going to laugh if you're shallow and only get out of this the Drake disses. Okay, cool. The next day, everybody going to go and clown my enemy who I fucking hate. But also, through Drake, I can talk about what I don't like about this country. I can talk about what they don't do like about our black people and what they make us go to and want us to jigaboo dance around for their motherfucking entertainment. I can use Drake as a fucking vessel to get my message across. It didn't come across any more clear when he said, y'all picked the right time but the wrong guy. That could mean y'all picked Drake when you should have picked me because I won, biatch. Or it could mean y'all motherfuckers picked the wrong guy in Donald Trump. You see how the hatred for Drake, he can use Drake as a vessel to preach a much wider message. I wish I could find a clip, and I probably could, but I'm too lazy, so you got to find it yourself. They showed Kendrick Lamar after the Super Bowl performance, just in his black t-shirt, smiling and hugging everybody. I ain't never seen Kendrick Lamar that happy. Ever seen him that happy. If he normally hides it, or he normally gives you his deep meaning, or he barely smiles or something in an interview, very soft-spoken. He was ecstatic and super happy about it, which makes me want to talk to the Kendrick Lamar fans out there. Kendrick Lamar fan, come here. Let me holler at y'all right quick. Come here, a little closer. A little closer. Man, my nose big. Listen, I think some of you are going about this the wrong way. There is no reason to argue with people that are of the culture, that don't understand the culture, who says that this show was fucking boring. Why? Kendrick Lamar is not supposed to be here. Nas and Kendrick Lamar are not supposed to have the Grammys they have. They're not supposed to sell the millions of records they sold. Kendrick Lamar and Nas is supposed to be where Talib Kweli is. They're supposed to be where Black Thought and the Roots are, because people don't champion positive music. People don't champion those that go against the grain and fight for their fucking people. Those are always going to be marginalized over the pop-making successful people. So Kendrick Lamar is way above where he's supposed to be. And if you do get up here, you're supposed to jigaboo dance for these motherfuckers like they told you to. So not only is he a place where he should not be, he's going against the grain. He's performing very lyrical songs in front of a white America who don't even fucking listen to rap outside of hey, Slim Shady and Drake. So if he makes a purposeful decision to say, fuck my hits, I'm going to teach a fucking lesson, that means he made his performance for himself, and he made his performance for you in the culture. He wasn't expecting them to get it. He wasn't expecting them to understand. He wasn't going on that stage to receive 100% love. He went on that stage in front of everybody to say, fuck everybody. It's just us. It's just us. So why argue with them? It wasn't for them. It was simply in their fucking face. All right, I got to take up for Serena Williams at this point, because this is more like men versus women, right? For the people who are saying she must not be over Drake, isn't she married or whatever? Let me ask you a question, right? Whatever happened between Serena Williams and Drake, they stopped fucking or they stopped dating or whatever, right? Whatever, I don't know. I ain't behind closed doors. It ended, right? You agree? We both agree it ended. Okay, if it ended, she went her own way. You never hear her talk about Drake. You never say anything about him. And this dude can come back years later, fucking years later, and diss her in a song, talk shit about her, then double back and come back a couple more years after that and diss her husband? Who the fuck does that? In what world is this okay? But if she say, you know what, I done broke up with this little goddamn Twinkie looking motherfucker, and I done went on, I done dated somebody after Drake, I done dated somebody after that, and then I done found my husband, we done had children, this motherfucker still talking shit. You know what, baby, you my man, but I know you not in the public eye like I am, and he done put down my motherfucking husband, he done put down me. I'll be home, but I'm finna go dance on this nigga grave. What's wrong with Serena doing that? Why is it okay for a man to purposely take shots at his ex 1,000 times, but it's wrong if a woman comes back to happily defend her in the sanctified relationship she has with her motherfucking husband? Why? All right, let me address Lil Wayne. You dumb son of a bitches. Let me break this down for y'all. The Super Bowl says, hey, you want to perform at halftime? You say, hell yeah, I want to perform at halftime. Super Bowl say, okay, that's cool. Then the Super Bowl walks the fuck away. Do you know what that means? Every performance you like, even if you don't like this one, say you like Taylor Swift, say you like Beyonce, everything you've seen on that field came from their minds. It didn't come from the Super Bowl. They didn't give them no money. They didn't pay them. It came from their minds. Whether Rihanna called Paris, I think her name, one of the greatest stage designers and stuff ever in the history of stage designs. That was Rihanna's decision to call that person. Then they got to meet in the room and they got to formulate a plan and execute the plan. The NFL has nothing to fucking do with this. So everything you saw or what you see on Kendrick Lamar tour, this is the artists doing it themselves. The fuck have you seen ever with Lil Wayne on stage with the money he has? Not a money problem. He got money. The resources, not a resource problem. So it must be coming from in here. What the fuck have you seen to make you think that Lil Wayne can get and make the right calls, come from his own brain, design an entire set list to professionally perform it on stage? The fucking breath that Kendrick Lamar was taking, the rap, the breathing, the idea to have a game plan and implement it perfectly to his desires. What have you seen in Lil Wayne? Even if Lil Wayne would have did what they want us to do, jickaboo dance and all that shit, even if he would have went out there and did that shit, what have you seen? I'm asking you, what have you seen that he can pull something like that off? Show me and I will shut the fuck up. Just show me. Shout out to SZA too. Did y'all know I'm watching the Super Bowl and motherfuckers thought SZA was lip syncing? Not only did they think that, first video I saw after the performance, I go on YouTube, so a YouTuber come up here like, oh, she lip. That's the biggest compliment in the world. That woman was not lip syncing. That was real. That was talent. Real vocals coming from SZA, beautiful voice. Kendrick Lamar with insane, crazy breath control and clarity as well too. All right, so you want to talk about Not Like Us being performed at the end? I don't know what to say about it except for I was wrong. I have a video saying if he do it, he gonna do the final verse. He did the Drake part. He did that, make everybody say A minor, which would have been the coldest shit for Drake. He actually did it, and he actually looked at the camera. Now, as much as I want to say he had a minor chain on, because that would just been more diabolical, I have to go off evidence. It's not an A minor chain. That is the A symbol in PG lane, tilted, turned sideways, exactly like that. I kind of feel a little bit bad for celebrities though, because if I get a dope ass jacket that read Gloria on the front, Gloria representing Kendrick Lamar's pen off the song Gloria, that he's talking about his pen, his writing ability brought him all the way to perform in front of the entire world at the Super Bowl. And then you got your record label on the back. It's a custom jacket that has a lot of sentimental meaning to you. But because he's a celebrity and because he performed with it in the Super Bowl, he can't wear that motherfucker no more. That's the power we got in being regular people. I get the fly ass custom jacket. I'm wearing that bitch every day. You know, you become a celebrity, you can't wear nothing more than twice or whatever. But I know he's probably going to have that hung up sort of like as a trophy for himself that he made it to the top. And I love the fact that Kendrick Lamar is saying that, you know, made it to the top, but you don't have to change who you are. He actually previewed this in an interview he did with this guy a couple days ago in the car. And like talking about looking back on his life. And I want y'all to think about this, right? How different Kendrick Lamar and Drake is. Like imagine Kendrick Lamar 70 some odd years old. If he is private and secluded, now it's gonna be way more private back then. And if he cares less about things now, he's gonna care way even less then. Just think about the fact that he can look back over his career and know that he did it the way he wanted to. He never conformed. And Drake's entire success and billions of streams is based upon conforming. Running after whoever is the hottest rapper, fucking 10, 15 years younger than him, trying to steal their style or whatever, jump on that and riding waves, whatever it takes to manufacture. It's manufactured. It's not real. These billions of streams and results. Imagine and look at the difference between these two artists. And this is why Kendrick Lamar wanted to say on that stage, you tried to play the game and you lost. That's why I said game over at the end. Kendrick Lamar never conformed. He never played the game the right way, and he still won. That's not. Watching, beat your ass and hide the Bible when God. Beat your ass and hide the Bible when God. Watching when God, I said, God is watching. Beat your ass and hide the Bible when God is watching. Say Drake.